morning. Justin, Scott, and Spiegel on Baltimore's Rock Radio 98 Rock, 98online.com. Scott Reardon on vacation. Joe Robinson from the Rob and Joe Show, robandjoeshow.com, fills in nicely. Tomorrow night, Baltimore Comedy Factory. He's going to be there for the finals.
That's right, the finals. Somebody's going to win $1,500.
$1,500.
Second place, 0.
Oh, yeah. Who didn't grow up to this in the 80s?
I know somebody in the studio who hates this song.
Yeah, big time. Furious with it. Well, you got the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that's coming out. I believe it's Friday, Saturday, whenever the thing is. Heads up, it's going to suck. All right? So if you had one reason not to see it, it's going to be terrible. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy is an option. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you have seen it, see it again for all the hidden stuff you might have missed. Don't go watch a Michael Bay bastardized version of a piece of my childhood, because joining us in studio, we have the Mid-Atlantic Turtle and Tortoise Society. There's a society.
Well, all the members are here.
Yeah, everybody's here. Good morning, Katrina, and I'm sorry, one more time.
Scott McDaniel.
Scott, how you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right, so bring us up to speed. We were talking about, I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trailer was in one of Josh's entertainments. I can't remember how it got started. And then you shot in an email saying, like, you listen to me, and you listen good. Tell people not to raise their turtles in the sewers in the ways of the ninjutsu.
They don't eat pizza.
They don't eat pizza.
Don't give them weaponry.
Do not let a rat mentor them. And so help me God, if a man covered in knives and shiny silver armor starts terrorizing the city, do not turn to your snapping turtle to help them. We can't all be ninjas, says your flyer. Heads up, none of them can be.
It is okay to blindfold them, though, correct? Oh, no, sorry, that's also bad. Sorry.
All right, Katrina, bring us up to speed. What's the deal?
Well, go see the movie if you like. We have nothing against the movie.
It's going to suck. Right into the mic.
Scott grew up with the movie. So, but basically we don't want people to go out and buy baby turtles for their children without doing their research, because they get big, they do not come out of their shells.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, you're holding up a shell
He's
there.
holding up an empty shell of a turtle.
Oh, God. What happened to what was
Yeah,
inside?
where's the rest of that turtle?
The turtle didn't make it.
No kidding. It's not here right now. Where's the rest of that turtle? The shell's here, but it ain't. Did someone pull it out?
It passed away, and the shell was preserved, so you can see that that's the ribs and backbone.
Natural causes?
Yes.
It take its own life.
About a year ago, I was driving in Baltimore County, and I saw a turtle in the road crossing, and I stopped to pick it up and put it on the other side. Now, somebody told me that if you do that, the turtle gets disoriented, and it won't know where to go. Is that true?
I live in the road. Quit moving me.
Right.
This is where I live. And Josh, I hate to throw the word hero around, but
Yeah, I am a hero. I know
you
that.
really are.
Clearly.
What happens? Did he know where to go?
He had a destination in mind. He may have been going to, or she may have been going to lay eggs, may have been going to find the right food,
Right.
maybe going to find a mate, maybe going on a booty call. You don't know.
Yeah. Oh, hey, those horish box turtles. Uh-huh.
So,
I've actually seen turtles mating in the zoo.
Oh, God.
They crawl up on top, very similar to dogs, and then they go, and they open their head. Am I right? You've seen it thousands of times.
Oh, there's
I'm
a
sure.
video. Isn't there a famous video on YouTube where the turtle is screaming, or it's
We have audio.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like humans, some
Right.
are better than others. That's,
And how often does a turtle that's mounting another turtle fall backwards?
that depends on the species.
Oh.
But
is it true that they can't right themselves? They just live on their backs until they're dead?
in the ones in Maryland, no.
No.
They'll turn over. But if you were trying to help them cross the road, putting it in the direction it was headed is the good thing to do.
Yeah, it's really important. A lot of turtles are killed on the roads. That's one of the biggest causes of their decline.
Is it really important? I mean, is it really important? Okay, I'm just devil's advocate.
Well,
I mean, I'm being a devil's advocate here. If you're a turtle and then somebody knows what they're doing and they take you in, they give you 3 squares, you live in this, I mean, your life is amazing, right? I mean, if you know what you're doing. I'm not saying that you can't just
If you're
put
an
it
experienced
in a,
turtle
yeah,
wrangler,
that's
if
the
you can
greatest
wrangle a
life you
turtle-
can have.
So our stance, and I'm with Susquehannock Wildlife Society, is a nonprofit in Hartford County that we do a lot of work with MATTS to promote not taking turtles out of the wild, because as soon as you take them out of the wild, even though that particular turtle is doing really well in your house, they're now dead to the population, so they can no longer breed. These populations are declining everywhere because of development and all these other factors and diseases. So
I've also heard, and tell me if this is true, turtles live to be like 100, but if you take them out of their natural habitat, they only live to be like 95. So is that
There's
true?
a slight abridged lifeline. There's that
I'm
one,
just kidding.
There's that one, was it Goliath, the one they bring to all like the Barks events? It's like this 500-year-old turtle. It's got a whole wispy gray beard.
Don't
and
start me on
He's
those.
curmudgeonly. He's a fun little fella.
But they get up to 200 pounds. They don't hibernate.
He's big.
They can go through drywall and chain link fence, and there's about 10,000 of them in the U.S. that all need homes. Well, not all need homes. Some of them have homes.
Do you guys hate when the seagulls come and eat those sea turtles that are trying to make it into the water? Does that look like the Holocaust to you guys? That's the worst thing you could
Your
say.
9/11.
Oh my God! Look at him.
Pulled out a turtle. How big is that?
That's a big guy.
That is about the size of a what?
That's like Josh's prostate.
He's like, put me back in captivity. Didn't you hear what this other guy said?
She's about 8 inches, and they can get up to 11 or 12 inches.
That's a Reardon amount of turtle there.
Hey, is that really 8 inches? I'm screwed if that's truly an 8 inch.
Mike, walk around there and smell the inside of that thing. Smell the inside of the turtle cage.
Let it bite you.
Let it bite you in the face.
I thought when it felt threatened, it would go and recoil. This thing just can't. It loves being out.
Take a sniff, Mike.
It smells like turtle.
So this is one of the things when people get them especially for their kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of maintenance involved, and you can see the difference between
it's the same species.
itty bitty.
Oh, wow. So that little one in the small cage and that thing is the same thing?
Yeah, 5 to 10 years later.
And the way a young girl will annoyingly adorn her phone with plastic jewels, what say you about decorative turtle shells? Can I adorn them? Can I maybe some fingernail art, something? Macaroni?
If you put them, if it's a wild turtle, you're disturbing the camouflage.
But if it's mine, paid
If
good
it's
money for
yours,
it. Can I trick it out? Spoiler?
a few little dots here and there probably wouldn't hurt.
A little nail polish. Now, Katrina, before we got started, you were in communication with Mike about coming in, and you were like, "Hey, is Joe Robinson coming? Is Joe gonna be there?" I mean, you just seemed like you're doing cartwheels up and down the parking lot to find out that this guy to your left, my right, was coming in. Where do you know Joe from?
Well, I remember when he was on 98 Rock, and I loved the night show.
You were the one.
So
Can you
many
call
years.
Dave Hill?
Please,
How disappointed are you now?
to finally see him.
Meeting your hero.
Mike, get Theo on the phone.
Hey, I do have a question.
Make this your Make-A-Wish.
When the Mid-Atlantic Turtle and Tortoise Society meet,
MATTS.
right? How many people are in attendance at these meetings?
30 to 50.
Really?
God, there's more than
Man.
some of our appearances.
We meet.
Are you at a Royal Farm broadcasting?
I've been to some of those. You're right.
No, they're well attended.
You know, I had a horrible thing happen to me when I was a child involving a turtle. I've told this story many times, but if you haven't heard it,
I'd love to one more time.
pour yourself another cup of coffee and scoot up to your radio.
Josh, do me a favor and take us back.
I was about 10 years old, and I had a pet turtle. And I didn't really have a cage for it. I'm sorry, that's wrong. I did have a cage. But I liked to let it wander in the backyard.
Through his chest hair.
Katrina's seething right now.
So-
Continue.
As I was about to go to school one morning, I put the turtle in the backyard to wander around, and we had a fence. And unfortunately, when I came home, but what I did was I wedged it in the ground. I wedged the turtle in the ground. I was such a stupid child. I wedged the turtle in the ground, not a whole lot, just a little bit, so that it wouldn't get away too fast.
Like you shoved its shell into the
Yeah,
dirt?
yeah.
Oh, these two they're not laughing at all. They hate you right now.
No, it wasn't.
You're like Pol Pot to
Yes,
them.
you're
It was Stalin.
It was the ass of the turtle in there.
Oh,
so,
then no problem.
No.
You didn't say it was the ass.
So when I
turtles
got
breathe
home,
through their ass.
when I got home, and the turtle was gone. I don't know where it went. And I searched the neighborhood. How far could a turtle get? I asked you, Turtle Society, how far could a turtle get?
Well, how far did you wedge its ass into the ground? That's obviously.
We had a
I have to
fence.
know all factors before I can tell you.
That really traumatized
It's like a
me.
physics question.
Yeah.
Didn't Sandy track one of those nesting females and found it went a mile in a day?
They can go pretty far. So, when you bring that up, there's a lot of abuse that turtles go through.
Like that? Like what Josh did?
Yeah, like young, insane Jewish boys wedging their ass.
Is that
into
the worst thing
soil.
you've ever heard anyone doing to a turtle?
Well, every
God,
year
no.
there's actually turtle races that go on still around Maryland. There's one in Bel Air every year.
Oh, they humiliate the turtles as well as abuse them.
Mess
Catch
with
them,
their
they take 'em out of the
self-esteem?
wild. Well, they take them out of the wild and they mix them all together. And
Do they have like cockfights, but with turtles, like snapping turtles?
Are you against interracial breeding with the turtles? Is that a problem if a snapper and a box get together?
Like different species.
That would be called dinner, probably.
Because I got a boxer, and that box turtle, I'm thinking about trying to do some weird, like, dog with a shell hybrid thing. All right, so long story short, don't teach your turtles how to be ninjas. Don't try and feed them pizza, and don't get them pets. And more importantly, this whole thing can be avoided. Don't go see that stupid movie. It ain't going to be
Agreed.
good.
Should anybody get a turtle?
No one should ever get a turtle. That's my takeaway.
We actually do. We do adoptions for people that have them and can't
Those that
keep
can't
them
birth
anymore.
turtles themselves.
Well, we've had people come say, look, my mom is 80 years old. She's had this turtle for 50 years.
She's barren.
She has to go into a nursing home, and she won't go to the nursing home or assisted living until she can find a home for her turtle.
Now it's been breastfed, so we're going to need somebody who's also willing.
But mostly we want people to do their education, realize this little tiny thing that's illegal to sell at this size is going to get big. It's going to need more care. It could live 20, 30, 50, even there's one in Catonsville that was 67 years old.
They're illegal to sell?
It's this size. The little babies.
What are they,
illegal to
black
sell.
market?
They worry about kids picking them up and putting the turtle in their mouth and getting salmonella.
And do you have a website?
Yeah, www.matts, MATTS-turtles.org. And we're also on petfinder.com.
Mike, bring in the turtle soup.
Oh.
It's time to eat.
Son of a bitch. It is 9 o'clock. A U.S.